My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi Fruit Loop. What's good in your neighborhood? She's muted. There must be a child nearby. So, okay, so I have to tell you guys a couple of funny stories about me today. But before I do, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsor, Two Cool T-Shirt Quilts. I have to say, I've got some nurses at the Saint that are now going to buy because they have fallen in love with the pillows I took up there. And yeah, so hopefully we'll get some orders through my aunt's illness. If you want a quilt, if you want a memorial blanket, if you want a memorial pillow, use your imagination. What's some stuff that you have laying around clothes-wise that you don't want to get rid of, but you don't necessarily want to wear? Go to twocooltshirtquilts.com/pretty lies and alibis and check out what they can do for you. Let your imagination run wild with your stuff. Fruit Loop, what can they do for them?
They can take your t-shirts and make them into a quilt that is too cool.
Yes, they can.
Sorry.
And
I did have a child run through the room.
yes, they are eye catchers for sure. Everybody who comes in, where did you get that? That's so cool.
Yep.
Okay, so I have to show you guys a picture, right? So in the parking lot of the hospital where I've been for 9 days now, pretty much, except for sleeping hours, they have these little trees. It's nice. It's just, it's not like just concrete. And so I'm sitting on the bumper of my Jeep today on a phone call, and I feel this terrible pain I feel something hit my head. I don't know where that comes from or what that is. Not like a pine cone, but it is jagged and it is heavy. And it came from, I can only estimate about 20 feet up, because for a minute I went temporarily blind. The pain was so bad. It was
you need a helmet.
It hit me in the right spot. So to make matters even worse, I'm walking next to the big Jesus statue, right? So he's like all glorious looking, and there's a yellow jacket literally this close from my face. So I'm next to the Jesus statue and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
They thought there was a crazy lady out there.
Dude, I'm allergic. I would have been close to the ER, but still, they must have thought I had some visceral reaction to this statue or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. People were walking in. They were kind of looking like, oh, Lord, they got a live one. Oh, it was a moment today. Lunchtime for me was just traumatic. All right. One thing we want to talk about real quick is the Linux system that's being talked about a lot in this trial as an avenue to download child abuse materials. I know a lot of people that use Linux. There are a lot of very normal people who use this system for legitimate reasons and are not predators. So if you know somebody who uses Linux and they've talked about it, it doesn't mean, we just want to make sure that it's not being represented, that this is only for this purpose. There's a lot of legitimate reasons to use this.
Well, especially if you have a Mac. you can. I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry,
There it
but
goes.
a Mac, you can work both systems. If that makes sense.
Right. So
Yeah.
I just, I seen a couple of comments today online, not on our stuff, but
Yeah.
oh, my friend uses that. Maybe he does this stuff. No, it doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
So today was not a good day for the defense in this case.
They got gonged.
Dude, they got Oh man. Okay. It sounds to me like the prosecutors in this case need to hold a master class on how you cross-examine and totally discredit your the defense's witness, because that's what they did.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I've kind of, I honestly, though, the way they discredit her, I'm sitting here thinking, how is this person a forensics expert? It sounds more like she's a super fan of the Duggars.
She stayed in a Holiday Inn. That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. I'm just waiting for us to get sued one day for being mean. But anyway, so Jim Bob was there today. He has not been there the whole time. Yeah. And the Sun, which I always thought it's a tabloid website, right? But they've had excellent coverage of this case from day one. They're in the courtroom. Lots of the pictures coming out are from the Sun. So one of the Sun's photographers was talking about how nice he was to them, like holding the door for him, warned him not to trip over something, whatever. I'm not impressed. Also, Anna's brother and sister-in-law were there today. There's a lot of family members coming and sitting with Anna. Whether or not that means they're standing by Josh, I don't know, but this family is close. Yeah. And only a few have strayed. And, we shall see. Somebody there said that the Duggars were in high spirits and laughing and talking to each other during breaks. So the big news is the defense has rested after calling only 2 witnesses. Now, people who were inside the courtroom said that there was shock in that courtroom when the defense rested. Like, they just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, 2 witnesses.
But it could be after the train wreck of today. Maybe because, Jill didn't testify and Jedediah didn't testify. So we never knew if they were for the prosecution or the defense. And I kind of was thinking maybe the defense, and maybe they just decided we're not bringing this up.
Yeah.
Because the prosecutor who did the cross-examination today, Babe Ruth, boop, knocked it out. Gone. Okay, so the day started with the cross-examination of yesterday's first defense witness, which was Michelle Bush. And Clayman is the prosecutor who was up for the prosecution to cross-examine. So Bush said that she had 10 years of forensic examiner experience. And Clayman said this 10-year experience, it actually includes times where you were a college student because you only graduated in 2015 with a degree in psychology. Okay. So when she says she's been in court many times, he asked how many of those were federal cases like this. And she said, I will have to refer to my CV. He followed up with her and she said this may be her first.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm sure it was like a snowball downhill from there.
Yeah.
So he started by noting that she had an undergrad degree in psychology and only graduated in 2015. She says she's done more examinations on Mac computers more than the Linux system. And the prosecution noted that Linux training was not even listed on her resume. She says she does have training on it, but it's not standalone. And she has no training in the torrential downpour software that the feds use.
So part of her testimony yesterday was essentially trying to say Josh wasn't smart enough to install some of this stuff. We find out today during cross-exam that it is available in the Snap store and easy to get and install. And we said that.
Yeah.
Like, you can Google anything now.
Yeah. I mean, I've Googled like line commands when I've needed to do something. I mean,
yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I Google how to do a screenshot on a Mac half time because I forget.
Command Shift 4.
There you go.
I know with this case, I'm always taking screenshots.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
My problem is I go back and forth with PC and Mac and I forget.
Yeah. I'm a Mac girl completely. I could never have another Windows. But anyways.
All right. So he points out that she didn't include Josh's passwords in her report, and she couldn't say if she had seen it in her investigation. They asked about specific files that have abuse material, and she said she hadn't seen it. What are you looking at?
I don't know. She's probably looking at pictures of Josh on Google because.
Oh my goodness. She said she decided not to listen to Josh's interview with special agents, but wanted to focus on the forensics, and the prosecution asked why she wouldn't want to listen to information that is relevant to the case. Yeah. This makes no sense. Bush admitted on cross that the Windows side had more logins, and the reason is likely that the Windows side of the computer was the default. Clayman asked her if during the installation of Linux on the computer someone had to be there, and she admitted because of the thumb drive, physical access was likely the case, since someone had to be there to plug the thumb drive in to install the software. Well, come on, really? I don't think I've ever installed software remotely.
Yeah, it's grasping for straws.
Yeah. She said between 30 and 40 cases she has worked on involved Tor, and the prosecution said hidden Tor bookmarks were created on this computer. The prosecution also talked about hidden wiki and asked Bush if it was a Tor directory that included child abuse material, and she said yes. The prosecution then talked about the webcam collection zip file and asked her if someone looked at the files. She said she didn't see where anyone double-clicked them, but she said the files were extracted and the folder was accessed.
Okay, so on a Windows computer and a Mac computer, you can right-click. You don't have to double-click to open something. You can right-click and it says open.
Yep.
So you don't have to double-click anything.
No.
So he asked her if she saw the thumbnails of the images and videos, and she said she did. He asked if they contained child abuse materials, and she said yes. The prosecution said 2 movie files were viewed in the VLC player, and she said that they were streamed. And when asked if streaming means viewed, she said yes, and that movies were downloaded and thumbnails were viewed. She also admitted that on May 15th, there were 5 torrent files that contained movies that were downloaded. One folder was extracted, and one of the images was looked at for 3 minutes. She said you can't tell how long a video was viewed, but she didn't look at the picture in the folder that Clayman was discussing at that time.
So what are you...
What now? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What are you looking at then?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what she's doing. I mean, he literally ripped everything to shreds. I mean, she limped home.
Yeah.
The defense limped home. Everybody limped home after that today. It was a lashing. It was a legal lashing.
She had to call Uber.
It was a legal lashing in that courtroom. So he questioned as to why she didn't view the photos and didn't know what they were. Bush said she was trying to find suspected abuse materials and known abuse materials. He asked if she ever asked for the photos that she did not see, and she did not. So, and that's a big thing, is there are big pieces of this puzzle where she didn't ask for access to it, but then she's speaking as if she assumes this is what could happen.
Yeah.
So she said the prosecutor said in one particular video, it did not have a child in it, and it was viewed for the first 29 seconds. Bush had previously testified that the video was deleted after viewing for 29 seconds. So what he's saying there is he's setting it up without saying it, that after 29 seconds of looking at this video and he realizes it's not the content he's after, he deletes it because it's not what he wanted.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it means he was looking for kids. See?
Yeah.
So when talking about Covenant Eyes, on April 15th and May 9th of 2017, his account was flagged by Covenant Eyes for trying to download uTorrent on the MacBook. She admitted that someone tried many times to download it. She agreed with that. So he also, and I couldn't really understand what this means. It has something to do with an auto-generated username, something about an underscore. And she could not reproduce something, right? Come to find out, it was her software that caused the error and not the software she's supposed to be investigating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He asked if she had no idea if the computer was accessed remotely, and she said, that's right, because there wasn't any evidence there to show it was. He got her to admit if she... Oh, Bubba.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Me or you could have been. We could have done this.
Girl, I got a little bit more knowledge than her.
Yeah.
And God knows I don't have a psychology degree. Apparently, that's what you need to be a forensic person. So he got her to admit she didn't try to see if anyone remotely accessed the Windows side. She didn't even look over there. And her reasoning was it was not the infected side.
Oh, wow.
If I'm slow, y'all, right there. That's why.
Concussion. So she admitted there's no proof the Windows side was accessed remotely. When asked about the Linux side being remotely accessed, she said she couldn't tell because the logs had been overwritten. What the world, I tell you.
Yeah, girl. Hogwash.
I know, right? Hogwash.
What the world?
On May 15th, there was a photo taken at the car lot showing a reflection. I love this. In the screen on the HP computer on the Windows side, they took a photo of a YouTube video. Less than an hour later, Tor files were downloaded. After 5 the same day, many files of abuse material was downloaded. The reflection in the computer screen shows someone wearing a hat. The same hat is seen in the selfie Josh took with Anna at Lowe's.
Just a little bit after all that.
Yeah. Josh admitted in the Homeland Security... Wait, before I say that. Remember they were trying to push out the photos of his hands or something?
Yeah.
Remember that?
I don't see where that's really come in.
Yeah.
But
we're talking reflection is the only thing.
Right, yeah. Could be maybe the hand like that.
Yeah, something.
That they were trying to show held that phone. I mean, come on. We're not idiots. It was him.
Yeah.
You just can't say that in court. You can't just be like, can we all just agree that we can save ourselves 30 minutes arguing and say, it's him.
It is him. Josh admitted in the Homeland Security interview that he was the one who set up the router and it was password protected. Bush said that wasn't relevant to her forensics and she never asked the defense to see or examine the router. Carrie Jernigan updated about this on her TikTok and said there were audible gasps in the courtroom when she said this.
Yeah, because she's been saying all this time, like, the router, they didn't seize it. She could have got it.
Yeah.
And she didn't ask.
Yeah. So Bush said there was no evidence of a cyber attack on the computer, but it was possible. Dude, we all know we get cyber attacks all the time. What?
It's possible a plane's going to land on my house tonight.
Exactly.
Anything's possible, but there's no evidence of it. That's the thing. Had there been even partial evidence that maybe this happened, you jump all over that. This is an estimated guess in her mind. Could have been. Yeah. Could have been.
Estimated guess. Yeah. Claimant asked if it was important to know who was at the car lot on May 13th, the day the petition was installed, and she said yes. Bush admitted she didn't review the messages from Josh's iPhone to see who was on the car lot, that she reviewed that info, but it was not for that reason.
Why then? Why were you looking through his texts? If you weren't looking, I'm telling you, she's a stealth fan that got on the defense side.
They gonna find out. She got like posters up in her room.
I know.
Yeah, she got like
her phone back off Josh Duggar.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I was gonna say Zach off Saved by the Bell, but
yeah.
There was a document on the Linux side that had Josh's name and was created June 22nd, 2019, which tells us he knew about the Linux partition. And also he asked several people, how do you install a Linux partition? When asked about the reflection of the hat, Bush said it could be anyone because the hat was a company logo hat.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Wow. Yeah.
So Bush said on redirect from Josh's attorney that her report on the Linux side was 100 pages long, but the government's was only 2 or 3. Okay. Maybe there are a lot more.
She done triple spaced or something.
Yeah. Dude, we used to do that when we had papers due.
Like I was drawing that thing out.
I know.
It'd be like 3 sentences on one page. Yeah.
I think it's almost as if she was trying to say, I did a more thorough job, but the government did the most efficient job. It's like they knew what they had. They got the 3 pages of whatever, and she's got like a half novel over here.
Yeah, you didn't need all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The defense gets Bush to say the thumbnails are automatically generated, and she says they were not clicked on. The defense asked if the videos were streamed through the VLC player, and she says they were. Streaming means the chance of someone watching it is much higher.
Yeah.
And Bush said the network at the car lot was vulnerable, and since plug and play was enabled, it could mean someone could access it remotely, and she said it could be accessed from anywhere across the world. And she said the video was since the video was streamed, it was probable that there was remote access since the video wasn't double clicked. She said if she had the router, she would know for sure. The router she didn't ask for.
Well, here's my thing. He could have 10 computers. I mean, he wants that stuff accessible from anywhere.
Yeah.
So he could access it from anywhere.
Exactly. If anybody's accessing this, who gonna go to a car lot in Arkansas?
And sit in that little hut. It's like a snow hut. It's like one of them little snow cone huts we got down here. They getting the snow. They getting the icy. They getting the Hawaiian ice out of the car lot.
Oh my Lord! It's too late. You're gonna get me giggling, and I'm
out. Snow Hut better give us some free ices because we mentioned their name.
Heck yeah. These things are good. But it just seems like yesterday was a wash.
Yeah.
The only thing that worries me is always with juries, they're unpredictable.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be a not guilty. My worry is if you get one person who doubts this or maybe thought Josh was cute on 19 Kids Accounting, but I do have faith in juries. And I think that this evidence with just what bits we've gotten from people that are inside, it seems overwhelmingly in the government's favor.
Yeah.
So they're getting the case at 30 minutes tomorrow. Each side gets 30 minutes to argue their closing arguments. Then it goes to the jury. We could have a verdict tomorrow afternoon.
They better throw the book at him.
If it comes quick, we know it's guilty.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. I got my alerts all set up. Got me a little station at the hospital now. I got like a whole system.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it all day tomorrow. We're still waiting to see if we hear anything about the grand jury from Fremont. Who will be charged? What will the charges be relating to? So there's a lot of stuff kind of hanging around right now. We have the Mark Mean stuff. We're going to do that when Duggar's over.
Yep.
We really want to keep up with this, but I'm surprised that Jill didn't testify because I thought maybe they felt maybe she could have been a prosecution witness, but maybe Bobby's testimony hit that emotional nerve they needed.
And they didn't need her. Yeah.
Right. Yep. So, and two, she is a victim. And I guess if you can avoid putting a victim on the stand, if you have testimony that will suffice, then you save her the trauma. Maybe that's how it went down, whatever. But tomorrow, guys, I'm thinking we have a verdict before we have supper.
Let's go.
Let's do it. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to cover this. I'm going to go put some ice on my head.
Cone head. I'm going to call you cone head.
That would kind of be awesome.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was trying to lean my head out my Jeep and I didn't know the window was up. I think I sent you a picture and I kind of throw my head out and I had a goose egg right there. Do you remember that? And I could look up and see it.
I remember.
I'm a moron, y'all. All right. We will see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy. Go to 2 Cool T-shirt quilts and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details. Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, Sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.